Everybody's talking about Panorama's documentary and going undercover in the police. We don't care. Yeah, we're gonna talk about where I went undercover working at a YMCA. Yeah, I'm not gonna say where it is because that's long. What I am gonna do is give you the story for the context, which is I was shocked as fuck when I found this out. So I started working there, yeah, and there was a job to do, which was just like the upkeep. So there was a few maintenance jobs. So I was doing a maintenance role. I'm a plumber. I don't mind doing a maintenance role. I do it anywhere, right? It's just money. Anyway, turned up there for work and started seeing a few guys there, and they were all African guys, which is nothing wrong with, you know. Happy to work alongside a lot of black people. That's fine for me as a black man. I have no problem with that. There was a lady there, and she was like European or something, yeah. And she was the supervisor of the cleaners. Always really polite. Hi, how you doing? First day she saw me, she said, "Oh, where are you from? Are you African?" Yeah. I said, "No, why?" She goes, "Oh, okay." And I said, "No, I'm Caribbean. Why? Where are you from? Because if you want to ask me, I'm gonna ask you. It's just asking questions, isn't it?" So I thought I'd ask her. Anyway, she told me, I can't remember where she said she's from, but somewhere in Europe. So I'm like, all right, cool. We're doing what we're doing. They're doing the cleaning, right? So we cross paths now and then. And I happen to be standing somewhere where this woman starts to talk to another one of the guys and says, "Oh, have you got your hours?" I'm like, "Hours?" And he proceeds to tell her the amount of hours he had worked. So they didn't mind you working 6 days or 7 days there sometimes. I think it was 6 people were allowed to work there. So she told the hours, and I was like, "What? Why? What? Why are you telling her your hours? Like, she's the cleaner. Like, you're the..." And I walked out, and somebody told me, "Oh, he used to be a cleaner, but they take money off them." And I said, "What?" Yeah, because they're paying them a higher rate, but they don't mind giving them something off the top. I paused for a minute, and even when I was there, I made this video about subservient people. And if you've watched any videos on my channel, you would have seen this video which I made when I was in the hallway. I was shocked. I couldn't believe people were taxing people like that. And it was going on in plain sight, where like the way how the lady asked the guy, "Yeah, have you got your hours?" I thought it was just a legit question. "Have you got your hours?" Yeah, you just tell someone your hours, innit? Maybe that's how you submit them. But when the other guy told me, nah, this person, they take money off them, I felt bad for the other guys because you work for your money and someone takes a little drink off the top. I don't know if it's like £25 or £100. I'm not really sure. I didn't ever ask the questions because I knew that part and that was enough for me. And once I heard that, I was like, "Oh, okay. Not going to ask why. It's not my business. But it doesn't seem right." It definitely allowed me to look at that other lady in a different way. Now I could see why you was trying to be so friendly with everybody. Because you want to know their business. She's at fault. They might be at fault. But they might be working here illegally as well. I don't really know. But that could be the case, and that might be the case why someone's paying someone an extra drink. I don't know. But I saw it firsthand, and I only felt sorry for those people because those people might have been getting up and doing a long day's work. Like, I don't want to tell you where the person lives here, but they live near like Elephant and Castle. So they would say to me that they got the bus in the morning and we had to be there at 7. They got up at like 5 or something like that. And I mean, I'm a human, innit? I work with people. I start to feel some type of compassion towards them because we talk when we work. You know, you speak about someone, I've got a kid, they got a family, they got a house, what they're building back home, blah, 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 and rah. So, like, you just earn a little bit of respect for, man, whoever they are. Whether you wasn't feeling them in the first place, you'd be like, all right, cool. You might not be a prick, or you might be a bit of an all right guy. You're just a guy who's here trying to make money like everybody else and trying to get on with life. But to see that was going on inside that type of environment kind of shocked me because, look, I'm a British citizen. I had a British passport. I done a lot of stuff for GB and stuff like that. You know, I'm not as British as they come, but I'm British enough. Do you get it? And it's kind of like the first time I ever thought to myself, right, man, people are really exploiting people at work. And I only tell the story to bring awareness because at the beginning, I kind of didn't really like that person because I saw that person being a super subservient person to someone else. But I get it now why that person had to be that way, because they have to protect their interest, and the reason why they might be staying at the job is because of this particular person. But when everybody knows and sees it, I mean, for me, the subservient behavior was disgusting to see. Do you understand? But when I get past that and I maybe look at the reasons why this person's at work or putting in such a graft when it comes to a day, it's because obviously they've got other responsibilities. They've got kids. They've got a wife. They've got to pay some tax. They've got to pay this other person that's taking a drink off them, that's exploiting them. And this is the thing, I think in a lot of those positions and places, them cleaning jobs, and someone tells them that they could be part of maintenance, and I clocked within the first day, this person doesn't know anything about health and safety and couldn't be anybody who is qualified or is even actually supposed to be in the maintenance department. But they wanted to get a job done cheap because they got quoted from an outside contractor a lot of money as a freshen up, and they decided to do it in-house. Disaster. Things might look okay, but they're not done to any type of standards. Every tradesperson will tell you that if they looked at the same place what I was working in. But it made such great content for me to understand that that's the vibration people are moving on nowadays, you know. Exploitation of the lower class and people who are immigrants is a rise from people who used to be immigrants. That's what I got from that situation. I'm like, rah, don't you see that so many other people have treated you in wrong ways, so you continue on the cycle to do it to others? What is that creating? That's creating generations of people that think, well, our people was treated like this, so we got to exploit the next immigrant. And to myself, I was thinking, rah, man, I know money is tight, I know things are not the best, but shit, son, shit. Because again, I'm clocking, and this is why you got to clock tea with people nowadays, is because there's so much stuff that you will let go by, and you say, oh, well, why's that person asking that person that? Or why would you ask me in that type of way? Or say to me, oh, are you with the agency? Are you with blah, blah, blah? Well, you would know that if you were supposed to know this type of information. But what I found was that out of the managers, out of the person who was in charge of that particular YMCA, at that point, they know nothing. They know nothing. The building's a hazard as it is. And to have hazardous people working there, and furthermore people who might not be legit and all that, that's their business. I'm not bothered about that type of, if they're immigrants or they were working people. That's all we need to class them as. I don't want anybody to jump in the comment section and say, oh, that's what I'm saying about immigrants coming to the place and working. Hope you're not going to say that, because I understand what I said. Immigrants coming to the place and working and doing a good day's work and still getting taxed by other immigrants who are also immigrants. I know people's philosophy is monopoly and is to take over and conquer and all of these types of things, but if there's a small plate to eat off of, yeah, how many people can be fed off of it? Not a lot, in my eyes. I get it, people are always going to do what they're going to do. They're always going to try to exploit people to some degree. But at some point, enough. And it's distasteful to see, innit? I wouldn't tell you that it's not distasteful. It is. When I saw it, I was like, wow, that's deep. That's deep that someone would put someone through that. Because even as a man, yeah, what I saw was nothing but belittling. Because that man is a man, and it's not because that woman is a woman, it's just because the whole behaviour is belittling. Period. But it will continue to go on because of the environment it was in. And I know all of those people know as well. But because sometimes I think you're getting so little bit of money, yeah, you will put up with shit and not say nothing. And that's cool. That's cool if you're down with that shit. But me, I just witnessed it, innit? And again, I had numerous conversations with other people and expressed my levels of distaste for the situation. Because for one, I thought the woman was violating, number one. Two, I do believe that those individuals are in a place of can't talk because something ain't right. And that's sad enough. But I also understand that there are a lot of people who will never do their fucking job in their life. Never ever do that type of job. Because of the type of people who are in that environment when it comes to YMCAs and those types of places. It's not a dream job for me to work there. Definitely not. There's a lot of different people, like struggling people as well. And it can be a difficult environment. You know, people are going through a lot of stressful things who are in YMCAs and places like that. So you got to always be cautious when you're there. But I had to be more cautious of the people who were working there. That's the whole point of this video. The point of this video is that the woman was taking money from them. And that's what shocked me. The immigrants be taking money from the immigrants. It's like a cycle. They've clocked the matrix game, what to do. And it's time for them to profit. And that's how they're moving. Just wanted to share this story. Make sure you like, share and subscribe. Sorry about the mic wasn't on at the beginning, but it is what it is. We got the audio. Let's get it.